Greetings and salutations, everybody. I am the Loophole King. We will be making some. Let me move my camera over here so you can get a much better look at me, myself, and I. Janky little camera here. I don't normally put my camera on this side, so let me adjust this a little bit here while we're waiting on this to load, as it were. Put me back down here in the corner. That's a good spot. There we go. That's better for me. All right. Welcome. Live from the Blue Cheese Room here in the Dark Side of the Moon. I am the Loophole King, and I am joined by my trusty companion, Miss Daisy. Get a little Daisy on cam here real quick. I know everybody likes to see her. Move the leash. Come here, Daisy. Up here. There we go. Good girl. Kisses? Kisses? No kisses today? Say hi. Look. Yeah, I know. You like to chew on things, huh? You like to chewers. You're big chewers. All right. Okay. All right. Hop up here. Come on. Up there. I put out my friend DM the Mark Knight put out a tweet today talking about custom maps and whatnot, and I replied. He said he really needed one. Was joking, but I've decided to take him up on his joke and decided to make a map based on what Mark wants. So we're gonna run over here to Twitter real quick, snatch up the map that Mark pulled off of Shutterstock here. We're gonna save this image. We're gonna throw this in our creator content here. Throw it in the image. Oh, you know what? Let's throw it in the maps spot. Throw it here. Save. Now that it's saved, we're going to go to the folder that it's in because it saves it as a WebP image. And we're going to open this with our GIMP. GIMP is free. GIMP, I love GIMP. GIMP does take a little time to open. Quick shout out to LMAO for Head, and they are working. They're currently getting their some new meds. So good support for them. Good tryout for them. Also, oh hey, Awfully Queer Heroes has started a Kickstarter. So we'll give a shout out to them. They're doing some system friendly battle maps for TTPGs. No, I don't need that. We want to edit this image, and we want to where do we want to go? We want to go to image. No, layer, mass transparency. We want to color to alpha because we want this to be just this. This looks pretty good. So we'll okay that. Just because I want to be able to, I don't want to see all the white and stuff when we go to look at it later. And then we will select all, and then we will enlarge the selection by, oh no, that's not what I wanted. I want to scale the image, And we want to make this approximately the same size. That's what we're working with. So this would be, I believe, what did I put the, I put this at 60 by 60, I believe, or 120 by 121. I forget what I did this one at. That's fine. We can fix it. You can always fix everything in post. So we will save this as map circular puzzle on white, and then we will export this as the PNG. Export it to the same place, and then we can close this out. And give me 1 second, because Daisy has decided that she wants to chew on another shoe today. What are you doing? You're being goofy. Do you want to go downstairs? Huh? You want to go downstairs? Alright, you can go downstairs. Incoming fur missile. Okay. I believe that it went ahead and it should have posted that I'm going live. I don't know if it does sometimes. What we'll do here is we'll just go ahead and make sure that everybody on Twitter knows that I am going live, because I don't know if it does it. It's hard. Oh, quick shout out to Quest Junkies UK for the follow yesterday. We have a couple of promotions slash campaigns going on right now. Some giveaways. If we hit 200 followers, or not if, when we hit 200 followers, we are going to give away a entire block of these. So I believe there's like 6 or 8 of these to a block at 200 followers. We're getting close. I believe we're at like 152, 153, something like that. We're going to give that away. And then at 50 subscribers, okay, 50 subscribers, not a lot, but at 50 subscribers, I'm going to give away a complete copy of, a physical copy of the Player's Handbook, the DMG, Dungeon Master's Guide, and the Monster Manual for 5th edition, all hard copies, to one of my subscribers when we hit 50. Random giveaway. So somebody will be the lucky recipient of the hard copies of everything you need to play D&D. At home, with your friends, your family. It's a great way to do things. Those will all be donated and supported by our sponsors. Sorry, little flustered here early in the morning, early in the day, whatever. By our sponsors, the first of which, our very first sponsor that we had for the stream, and who is still continuing to help support us by supplying minis and things like that, is Comic Book World at comicbookworld.com. You can check them out at comicbookworld.com. They carry everything from minis to books to comic books to all other role-playing games, Magic the Gathering, Pokemon, t-shirts, figures, anything that has to do with tabletop role-playing and comics, you can get it there. They ship within the contiguous United States, and may ship overseas depending on the order size. Also, We have a couple of new sponsors in the past 2 weeks. We have, if you're in the local area, stop by. If you're in the local area, you can stop by Comic Book World here too, in the greater Cincinnati, Northern Kentucky area. You can stop by Comic Book World at Comic Book World here in Florence, Kentucky. And in Hebron, Kentucky, you can stop by and check out Three Brothers Gaming. Great bunch of guys. They have a bunch of spaces that they still allow for mini games like Warhammer, things of that nature, D&D, Magic the Gathering. Lots of good minis over there. Lots of good custom minis are made by some of the folks that hang out over there. I do not believe they have a website at this time. They're working on that as something for the new year. They've only been open about 2 years. Doing real good. People over there are really great. They're going to help support us with some of these minis. And Dirty Dip Hydrographics. If you've never seen hydrographics, they look something like this. You can go to dirtydipshydrographics.com. Look them up. Check them out. Ray is a nice guy, the owner. Him and his brother do a great job. They're very professional. And we will soon have a link to their website with a promo code that you can use to get discounts. You can also, we're also getting a bunch of Loophole King. I don't know if you can see that really well, but this is one. We're going to get some Loophole King merch dipped by him. You can get anything you want dipped, pretty much. Keyboard, as long as you can take it apart, as long as, you know, the shells. Your computers, he can dip bicycles. He does a lot of cars, firearms, anything to be taken apart and isn't going to be damaged by submerging it, which is mostly your metal and your plastic pieces, especially like your computer case. He's going to be working on that for me in the next couple weeks. Unfortunately, I have to take my computer apart, so when I go to do some regular maintenance on it, I'll have to take it apart and get him to get over there and dip it, but I kind of need it so I can do this, so that makes it a little harder. But please check those guys out. They're great. What we're going to do today is, as always, we're using Dungeon Draft. Dungeon Draft is made by Penguin and let me see here. About Dungeon Draft. Tailwind Games. It's got third-party licenses from Mega Sploot. Check out their Discord. You can find their Discord in my. You should be able to find them through Discord, things like that. So I've got the assets loaded. Got a whole bunch of them in here. We are going to be making a map for DM the Mark Knight. Like I said, he was joking, and I like to pick on him sometimes. So I'm going to make his map that he asked for. So we're going to go down here to Trace Image. That is in the effects, Trace Image. We're going to go to Trace Image here. We're going to go find that map that we just did in hey, look, a bunch of pictures. Creator maps. Pull up the circular maze here, which is super tiny. I think I need, yeah, I'm going to have to scale that up again. Alright, no worries. We can fix that. That's why you want to double check. It's hard to get some of these pictures to come out right. So we will open this up again with GIMP. GIMP is just like Photoshop, except for the fact that it's free. It's really easy to use. It's not rocket science at all. Image, scale image, and we're going to take this to 1920 by 1080, which is what it is. We're going to scale this back up here. It's going to look a little wonky at this point, but it's just giving us a generic kind of base. Then we're going to go ahead and export it back to the way it was. Yes, we want to replace it because the little one's not going to work for us. No, I don't want to do that. I want to export it as a PNG. Yes. Yeah, automatic pencil format is fine. And then we'll export this, let it make the big Unishrunken map. We'll come back here. I'll discard that. It's fine. Come back here. Go back into our big spot. I don't know why it keeps jumping me over there. Go back to maps. Grab the giant one. Nope, that's not the one we want. Oh, first let's remove that one. Let's go back here. Sorry about that. It should pop up the way we want it. Why is it not doing? It's not doing what I want. Okay. Time to fix this problem here. Why is this not staying the way we want it? He wants a big giant circular map. You know what? Let's find a one he has. What happened to that one? Why did that not come out the way we wanted it? Let's check the properties on this one. Yeah, it's that one. So let's rename this so we can find it. Call it Mark's map. So I can find it when I want it. Now let's go to Dungeon Draft. Sorry, it takes a few minutes for my brain to wrap things properly. Mark's map. There we go. See, now we can zoom in on this thing. I normally just want to get it in a general area so I can get a good look at it. Because this is how you're going to take a look. Most of the time I use these as a general draft. And you can scale the opacity, things like that. So he wants one like this. So what we're going to do is we're going to lower this opacity down some. And we're going to use this as a template, but we're going to take off the, when I start, I always take off the grid and the snap because it adds to, it makes the speed a little weird. It's just something. And then we're going to go to Cave Brush. And Mark, if you're watching, if you're not watching, you know what? I'm going to hit him up on Discord. Find out what color he wants this. See? We'll get him in here. You know what? We'll take some liberties here. We'll take some liberties with him. We're going to take some liberties. So let's make the ground color. You got some suggestions? I mean, I see we got a couple of viewers, and welcome to the stream. Appreciate it. If you want, Sorry about that. Get a little distracted every now and then. Sorry, just trying to. You know what? I think we're going to go with like because we're going to put some textures over this anyway. So I think we'll just leave this as a black ground color. The walls. So the difference is these walls are going to be a little bit more different. So what we'll do is we'll just go ahead and add our own coloring. I preferred if you can get to right about here. Like this is a good dirt color. Slightly more this way. There we go. You can do this, or if you want, you can take the building tool or pattern shape tool, which is something else that I like to do. You can take the pattern shape tool, find yourself a nice pattern or color that fits what you're looking for. Walls can be shaped fairly differently. Buildings have quite a few of these too. But I like the pattern shape tool because it gives a lot more extra colors. And you can find yourself a nice like stone color, right? And then we just drop that in there like this. We go back to our cave brush, the wall color, and then we go ahead and select this color here. Except I want to zoom in on this a little bit here. I want a little darker edge of it, so find that little dark edge like right there. There we go. Accept, and then what we can do is we can zoom back out. We can go here. We can select. Oh, we can go Control Z and get rid of that. Go back up here to our cave brush, which has our colors, and we're going to dig a cave. Now, caves can be dug in several different ways. Most of those are we can decide on size. So if we go back out to the grid here, you can see we got a fairly decent grid. It'll be a fairly nice sized one. So like if you take this original one here, it'll make a little link like this. Those aren't great. We can make it a little bigger. It says he wants it like 15 feet. See, and then you go like this and check, because each one of these are 5-foot squares. So this is about the size of the tunnel that we want. So he wants it maxed out. So there's always room for this. So we need an outside edge, and you need an entrance. So the first thing we'll do is we'll just make the outside edge here. Let's see how we want to do this. We want to go like this here, right? And then an opening here, a wall that goes when it goes out like this far, comes down a little bit, runs this way and this way around. Hey David.
Hey Rick.
How are you doing today?
I'm doing okay.
Mark posted this. I don't know if you saw the Twitter feed. Mark posted this as a joke because I said I was doing some map making today, and said he needed one of these spiral ones as a like one of those spiral mazes, but he wants it in a cave that's about 15 feet wide. I was like, sure, I'm not doing anything right now, so I'll go ahead and do that, right? So that's what we're doing right now.
Okay.
So it's a little weird because I'm trying to figure out how to make, because I've never done one like this before. I don't know if you can see the screen. Can you see? I mean,
Yeah, I've got the stream up.
all right. Because of the way, like, I'm just using this one that Mark posted as like a general.
Do you have like a circle tool?
Yes.
It might be easier if what you decide is like how many concentric rings of like passageways do you want. You could just start with that. Just draw in all the lines of like perfect circles, because you can like do the shift click to get like a perfect drag.
Yeah.
Keep the distance equivalent between, and then you just go in and either start drawing lines for dead ends or erasing lines to create doorways between
Right.
the
Well, the
walls.
problem with the cave tool doesn't do that. The floor tool does. Like the floors I can build a floor like this, and and as you see that, it'll build the floor in a circle. The problem with doing caves like that, is if you do a concentric circle, it puts in the whole floor in the wall like that. So then a concentric circle on the inside won't put another wall in. You have to add the walls again. And the walls won't do circles. Well, they will, but it's really much more difficult because you have to kind of do it like this.
Can you, if you overlap, does it just...
It renders... The problem is the circles, if you overlap, I can overlap like this and it'll add the extra, but if you overlap inside the same spot to make a smaller circle inside the bigger circle, it won't do it. It just replaces the...
It replaces rather than leaving the original walls intact. Okay.
Yeah. It's something that is... I understand why the coding is like that. It is makes things a little more difficult. But the cave brush itself just digs out. So, here, let me share my screen live with you so you can see what's... so you can see that. Is that helpful?
Yeah, I can see.
Yeah, so see, if we do the circle like this and then go inside it, there's nothing. Like you can add like this, like a little Mickey Mouse, but it won't do it on the inside. If you want to do the walls, then you have to click on a point, click on another point, let's see, no, control, and then shift. Shift curves the line like this, so you can make a curved wall, but it's not very precise. Like it's the other thing that you can do is place objects from the object tool categories, and go down here to like cave room builder and build it yourself. But again, it's so much harder. Like, it's okay if you're doing smaller cave rooms, but it's just not, like, it just doesn't have the same feel as the other one does. You know what? Elevation in a cave, like, you can add elevation and stuff. But it doesn't do what you want it to do, if that makes sense. Like, here's a modular dungeon, right? Which is fine, right? Like, here's a circle. Cool. Make a circle. But then it's add another one and hope it lines up on the grid. And it doesn't... You'll never get good concentric circles like this. See? Like, that's about the best you can do. But when you look at the map, if you don't aim them just perfect, you'll see what I mean? Like, it's this.
Yeah, they overlap a little.
They overlap, and then you have to adjust the size, and sometimes the size doesn't, like, it's not the tool you want, unfortunately. The cave tool is so much better because if you see our cave here, this is just cave. I put the black 4 down. It's just a cave. So that's the issue we're working with, and it's a lot harder to do. I don't mind it, you know. Right? Oh, shoot. I want it to be this big. All right, and then you just kind of go like this, and then you can come up and go over. Like I'm just kind of making the general. You see what I mean? Like it's fine-ish, right? For what you want. You can make the hallways a little wider if you want in spaces. I think he wants them like 10 feet, 10 to 15 feet. So I think I'll just go up one, up to the big one, like this. See, and the cave tool does that. The cave tool will fix your spots sometimes, but the instant they touch, you lose the. Yeah, see, like that. It's like you have to be right on that. The instant they touch, they do that. It gets rid of the wall. So you basically have to build your own walls in here, right?
Yeah.
So that's it. Like I said, it's not a perfect program, but I don't think any program is perfect. Like I could do this. I guess if I wanted to spend a lot of extra time on it, right? You can do that. I'm not saying that I'm not saying that there's no official way to make great things like this. You could hand draw it, which if you have that kind of talent, is fine. I don't particularly have that kind of talent, so that's not kind of what I can get done. But it's not. Let's see. I'm coming back through here. Yeah, it comes down this way. You know, just kind of, faking the funk a little bit here. Let's take off this overlay. Where is it? The trace image. I'll clear this off here. So that's the. Oh, why is that still there? I should have gotten deleted. Hello, delete. So yeah, so that's the kind of thing that you run into with this kind of program. So you can undo. I just still want to delete that. So you can still do that. I just think that I have a hard time understanding doing that kind of thing. Freehand is much more difficult, right? Like getting this to look like an actual maze when you want it to. Things I've used in the past is have you ever seen those slow motion ant where they show the ants digging their tunnels?
Yeah, my brother was kind of obsessed with ants when he was a kid, so I know quite a bit about ants.
Yeah. Well, if you've ever watched like people doing their ant farms and they film them so you can watch them in high speed, some of those are really good cave maps. Like those are extremely well thought out. I mean, because they're natural, right? So you don't have to. Because that's always the thing that I have an issue with is making things look. Yeah, we'll just go down this one. Making things look natural I think is the hardest part of map making, right? Like making it look like it's not. Like sometimes it's not a big deal. Like you're making a house and it's like, okay, it's a house, or like that Warriga's cave that I made for you guys. It's not rocket science. It's just a little cave. It's a little hollow. But when you're trying to make something that's supposed to be a natural cave, it's so much harder. Because as a human, we don't build caves anymore, right? We like everything at right angles, plenty of open spaces, and animals don't do that. So my question is what kind of if you're building a cave labyrinth, what would build that? Right?
I don't know. If you want to go classic, it would be like a Minotaur.
Yeah. But those are normally put in a maze. They don't make their own.
Or if you wanted to do it, that it was like something that was like super organized and orderly that was here a long time ago. And
Yeah.
it's just that like this place is now a ruin and collapsed, and there's been a lot of cave-ins that have like blocked off certain passages. And so you need to like worm your way through and find like the way to the center.
See, now that makes more sense. Because I can add terrain over top of this now, because they fixed that, and thank you guys. There are two ways to do this. Like, I can put in the floor, or I can put in walls, and like here's a catacombs wall, right? Real simple. Turn the grid on, snap to grid, and you just add a line, make a wall, right? Actually, I think that's probably better. I can do that instead. Oh, idea time. Since we talked about the orderly, let's do this. Hold and move. Let's do this. Give it 1 square on the outside. Now this will, I believe, do that in the building tool. And then we'll give, how many spaces? We got to give 15 feet, so 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, like that. And instead of making it, no, did that do that? Yeah. Okay. So, and then we come down here to this end. And 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Seems about right. Oh, it didn't do it, did it? Daggone it. I have to do the walls. That's fine. Oh. Here's how I do it. That'll make it different, I think. Let's see if this works the way I think it will. It just changes the floor tiles. See, that's the issue you have, right? Because, like, it's fine. I can make a section that looks like this. But that's not what you want. I don't know how to get what I want here. I think a square one would be better. Because what you said made a lot of sense, like cave-ins. Because then you can just go in here and do the wall tool and just make a maze in any way, shape you want. And go with, what did I use there? Did I use wood? I used wood. Let's change that to Catacomb Walls. And you get to the point of having to use 3 or 4 buttons on your mouse at the same time. It's very, very harsh. Like, Mark's like, oh, you just whip up a map. And I'm like, yeah, sure, I can. Anything you say, boss. Right?
The other thing I could think of is that if you did, there was like a line tool for when you're doing walls, and you said
Yes.
you can do shift. Can you calculate it out so that you do a line and then curve it to like the exact midpoint, and then draw the exact same, and then curve it down the other way in order to make a circle?
Yeah, so I can do this, and then I can go here to edit points, and I can add a point here and turn it like this. Like, I can do that, but Each point you add into it, like you can do that. But then you're basically moving each one of these to like the midpoint of. You see, like you can get.
Yeah.
So you just add more points into it, which is fine. But you see that the difference between doing this and doing that. Like that is so much faster.
Yeah.
That's just the yeah. Don't get me wrong. If I was making something really really important or something, he just said he needed a little one, and he was joking around. It's not like I can't do that. It's just that the like you can make the walls like any way you want. I normally turn the snap to grid off, but because it bothers me, because I like to have things in like I don't like things to be. It looks a little too uniform sometimes, right?
Yeah, just a bit.
Turn off the edit points, right? So I can put in a wall here. You can make any kind of random shape that you want, and it'll just fill it in, right? But like I wonder if I can do. Let's do a little test here. So let's put this in here like this with the cavern walls. Now let's go to the cave brush and see if it'll cave out. No, it won't. It'll make an entrance there, is what it'll do. Because it won't overwrite this flooring is the issue. Well, there is a way to do that. It's with this tool. Unfortunately, as you watch the computer not do anything for an hour and a half, when you do the caves, you can dig a cave like this, and then you can blast open, and it's supposed to it'll take out the inside of it, so you can put in different map textures, which is fine, but I don't know how. There we go. So I think we'll just go with where's that color? Add this color back in here. Make these kind of a brown. Where's the brown? Brown is right about there. There we go. Black 4. Make these kind of big. And then maybe we want to make this circle. I'm going to fill in this map here. So we'll do this as an outline. Blue. Oh, I got the blast open turned on. No wonder. So you just kind of make a big circle like this. Yeah, see you can fill it in, but one ring around the outside. It's fine, we're gonna. Yeah, see this? See where it did the blast open? Right there?
Yeah.
So that erases all of the cave pieces. It's so you can do things like this and actually put in these pattern shapes now, right? And fill those in. Not those, but where is it? Terrain. I use the terrain brush and add like terrain moss. We can put moss in there now, right? And it'll fill in the spaces where it's been taken out, which was a problem before because you couldn't do that. So you can fill those in with whatever you want. So that's easier. And then, now that we have this kind of, let's do this. Fill this cave piece back in here. Make this a large entryway. And then, what we can do here is, I'm sorry, David. We can do exactly the way we wanted to do it. and erase it. So we can just draw the big circles everywhere we want and then just fill in the... sometimes my brain needs to catch up to the rest of me. Right?
Yeah. Okay, right. Well, I hope you finish it up in time, but I've got to get going.
All right. Thanks, David. I appreciate it. You've actually been quite a help of helping me get a good idea going here. I'm going to use your concentric circles concept here. And
No worries. Catch you later.
take it easy, David. Bye. Well, that was nice having David on. Randomly putting in... Sorry. Let's get down to brass tacks, shall we? We get some fun going on here. You know what we need? We need a little background music. What do I have on tap for background music? I don't think I have something readily available. Yep. Well, you know what? How about we throw in... there we go. Give us a little stream music there. Do. If that's a little loud, just let me know. I'll fix it. That's a little rough. That's a little... It's supposed to be rock, but it's not rock. Let's try this one. I'm not feeling any of this stuff here. Let's try this. There we go, that's a little better. I'm going to make some concentric circles here. Big spiral. Cool thing is it doesn't have to be perfect. As I don't know if you guys heard me talking to David, but please remember that when you're making maps, here, let me turn the webcam off so you guys can see all of this stuff here. When you're making maps, please don't think that you have to be, unless you're trying to be very precise, precision is not as important as just think about what you want. Think about how you want to craft it. think about the look, the aesthetic. See, like this one can come just right to here and just stop. Like, it's not. See, that'll fill that in here in a minute. See? And then we just add a few cross branches here in random directions. Some are bigger, some are smaller. You know, we can reduce the size of the tunnel a little bit here. No, I didn't actually reduce the size of that one. You know, make this one come down and come over like this. This is a little smaller crossover piece. You know, if that's going to be the entrance, we kind of want one here. See, we got some over there. You know, put that's like this. You're just going to randomly add some stuff. Would you look at that? Love them when that happens, don't you? Let's see if this picks it back up. Otherwise, we just spent you know what? I can stop this. We'll see what happens here. It's not a bad song. This is Crimson Rain by Eye of One, Eye of I. Who knew? I guess I could take this time to tell everybody that please donate to Extra Life. Great donation. They give their money to the Children's Miracle Network, which for my money is... Oh, that's my... Oh, that's my dungeon map. Yeah, that's not the one I wanted. We'll just do this. We want this to be... I don't want it to be 128. That can get you in a little bit of trouble when you're trying to pile it out. 64. But 64 is fine. Come on. Play nice. Custom 2. And you just go in here and you fill this out for 64. Anytime you start to do something like that, just Custom 2. Click OK. And since there's nothing for it to do, then we go back here to the cave brush. Let's try this again. Definitely want the floor to be black. We want the cave walls to be a nice brownish color. Just down here, more like this. Hit accept. Now, click save. Which what I didn't do is long circle map version 1. Please make sure you label the versions of which ones you're doing in case you need to make revisions or anything. Oh, great. And then Control S. Okay. So let's try this again, shall we? We'll make sure this snaps to the grid fairly decently. Let's make our first oblong shape here. like this. And this down here like this. And Control Z. Not bad. Make this one a little bit more circular. Like so. Alright, so we'll save these. All concentric dots here. And then just to make it interesting, we will put a square room in the center of this. That's wood. We want the Catacomb walls. Actually, let's do this. Make this a little odd shaped room here. And then we take the cave brush, sweep it down to here, sweep it around the outside edge. See if this does what I want it to do. Aha. Kinda. We can try to get rid of those wall pieces there, and then we can wonder if it'll carve through this. Oh, it will. Alright. Close enough. We'll just back out. Just undo this a little bit here. I think the better thing to do would just be draw it with a small brush. So I think we're going to start here. Because I only want these to be 5-foot sections. Come on, open up a little bit more there. Yeah, I want this to be a... here, let's go to here. Yes?
Do you have leash?
Right there.
Are you making maps?
Yes, we're making maps.
Ah, nice.
Yep. I want text. Map settings. Grid color. There we go. I want the grid to be white so I can see it. There we go.
Have a good time making your maps.
Thank you.
Okay.
Because we want these to be 5 foot by 5 foot. And if they're not 5 foot by 5 foot so the party can fit into it, it won't make much sense now, will it? If you can't get a character down the hallway, it's not a hallway. It needs to come out here. Basically just fill in these. Make sure every one of these fills in at least one square, which is fine. one's fine. That one's fine. That one needs to be a little bigger. Add this one here. And that's fine. Alright, so there we go. And then we have a final entrance here. And then this is where we will put a catacomb wall. And we'll start here, here to here. Like so. And then we go to the cave tool again, do a little blast open right here. A little bit more there. Come on. There we go. So that's what they'll come into, is that final piece there, which is different, which is the catacomb. Now we go to the cave, and we take a look at our little map here, and start making our smaller sections that come across. Here we can turn off the grid, because this is not as important in the grid section here. So our maze has to have a structure, which it does. We're leading to here, so I prefer to work out from the inside of the grid. Let me see this grid real quick. Will this be the big enough one? Yes, that's perfect. Okay. So now we make easy connections from several different spots here. We believe you only want. Do we? So the question is, as we're looking at this, is do we want this to have a singular solution to the maze? And if so, how do you get there? So what you do is since this ring has a connection, we move from this ring to this ring, this one to this one here, and that should go right here. Now, let's take this grid off so I can see it. So this one is our concentric. So this one kind of loops all the way around and goes to here. This one loops around and goes to here. This one needs to come out here, I believe. Make that one a little bit bigger. Let's see here. Definitely want to put in some I'll put in one of these here, like this. Don't forget to save. Since this will be the entrance of the cave here, we want them to travel this way. Now, we've got our links here. Now the question is how do they get there? How do we turn this into an actual maze? Now, the thing about mazes is it should be difficult. So let's assume that our characters come in here and do as I prefer to do, or most players tend to go right. I always go left in the maze, but that's just me. So let's have them come down to here, and we will come down this far here. And then we will put in a wall here, so it dead ends. So they have this whole way of traveling down to this wall. And then what we'll do is we'll put in a path to here. But then we will delete this section here. So they can't get to there. But they can come back up here. And then we will put in a room here, a divot, as it were, a little bit bigger here. Room with a dead end at the end. So there's a nice room there. So they can come down here. They come down this way. They can't go any further. They come down here. They come around here. They go back up here. It's a dead end with a room. They come back up here, which leads them to another room, as it were, a little cave section. We want to delete. This is the dead end there. So now they have to come down this way around back up to here. Force them to stop here. And then put a single tiny passageway there. We're going to make sure that's big, quite, yeah, just barely big enough for them to get down is what we want. Just a little 5-foot section there. Now notice since we did that, we've already cut them off from this section. So what we want to do is we want to make this bulge out a little bit into an ending, like so. Save this. And then we cut them off again here. So this way does not lead out. This way stops them, and we'll put in the bigger room here. Across from this, put in a nice big room here. Let's put a, actually let's make it a, am I going to passageway like that? Yeah, that seems better. That seems good. I like that. And then, actually, I think we should just, let's do this. Let's delete this section right here. So that gives them another avenue to come down to here, but there's nothing down there. Let's open this up just a little bit more here. In this area right there. Come on, catch up. It'll catch up in a second. There we go. I'll save that. So then we want to force them. They're going to want to go this way. Let's put this tunnel that goes like this. 5-foot hallway. Let's turn the grid on again to make sure we get it the right size. Little 5-foot hallway that brings them out here. Which comes into a spot here. So that gives them another little spot there. We bring them down here. Like so. We delete this wall, forcing them back the other direction, this way. But we delete this wall here. Oh, nope, I did it the wrong way. Let's undo that real quick. Push the wrong button. It happens. We'll delete this. Actually, I'm feeling kind of... Yeah. I got an idea. What happens if we push the right button this time? Let's Control Z. So let's save this and see how this... Oh. So let's delete this here, like this. Delete this here. Bring this straight up into this, like so. Run this deletion. You know what? It's always good to give the PCs an extra thing to think about. So, we're going to put in, what we're going to do here is we are going to go ahead and connect these two. But what we're going to do is we are going to put in a piece of text. The font color will be white, except, and we put the text here and put in K-Ben. No, I don't want the text box on. So we just put K-Ben. So we can label, that's the other thing I like about this is you can go in here and we can remove this text later. But right now we would just want to label that. We're going to put a cave-in right here. If the PCs are smart enough or high enough level or whatever, they can make their way through this cave-in. We put something important over here, and then they can weave their way around. Otherwise, they'll hit the cave-in, come back around, go back this way. This brings them back around to the cave-in, so now they know that they could have gotten through that way as well. We loop them around. Here is where we put in another big room here. Do it like that. Got a little bit more here. There we go. And we'll save that. I don't like putting the here's the other thing is you can just like make it like that. Add some more text. Put the text right here and put passable cave-in. To let you know that technically these would connect, but they can't. There's something blocking them, lava, whatever you want to put in there. And then we move the let's see here. So that brings them down around this way. This brings them around here to this big cave. This is impassable cave-in. There's the cave-in that they can get through. Okay, so they have to keep coming all the way this way. Where do we want to get them in this level at? So they can't get through here. They have to come around through here and then finish down here. That's good. And then they'll cross over here. Again, turn the grid on, make sure it's big enough. Turn the grid off. Save this real quick. Then I think what we do is we do that same thing over here that we did there. Make these little smaller than 5 feet. As little ant like we want them to try to explore this stuff. So you got to make it slightly large enough for the PCs to get into. But they would have to use some sort of resource. And then this one branches off this way like this. And then we'll put in a small little thing in here. So the PCs are able to navigate this if they find a way, reduce, if they have one of their smaller characters that can squeeze into places. I don't want that to be that big. Like, you want it squeezable. Like that. There we go. That's good. I like that. Give it a little okay, so we definitely want a passage. We want to go ahead and delete this section right here. This is where things start to get a bit more difficult for the PCs. So we will add a, this goes diagonally like here. We want to delete this section here. Move this out of the way. Oh. Move this out of the way here. So now they're down, they come down and it's double blocked at this point. I'm not finish erasing that, will you? Gotta give it a second sometimes. I don't want to erase all that. Now we put in so they come down through here the only actual way. So they can come out and they go here. This doesn't lead anywhere. This comes back around here. But we want to force them to do laps. Like if they don't think properly. So let's remove this here and think about how we can lap our, because this comes down and comes straight around and then ends in here. But we want our PCs to have, where are we going to put that? We're going to force them to loop around so we can put it put it here and put it here. I'm going to erase this one real quick. I don't think that's where I want that to be, and I don't think this is where I want this to be either. And then I want to wall this off. There we go. That's how we do it. Wall this off here. Come on. Delete there. So they come down, they go here, they can't get out here, they go back around, they come around here, which is just curved, which we can fix momentarily here. We want to go ahead and do this. Fill that in like that. Then that brings them all the way back around to here. Which will give us a block point here. So then we put in the let's go with the 5-foot caves again. Where do I want to go? I want to go this way and dig it through here. Bring them back this way and in. Yeah, that's how you would do it. Bring them like this. Bring them back into this little 5-foot tunnel here. Hey.
You can't leave until after your mom comes.
Okay.
Okay.
Hey, Miss M, come over and say hi. I'll turn the webcam on. Say hi.
Hi, guys. Oh, sorry. Hi, guys.
This is Miss M. My occasional helper, doodler, and
Yes.
all
Goofy
around
person.
all around minion.
Yes, I am. Hello, I'm Goofy.
Yeah, well, they can't really see your face. You scoot in here. Come over here.
I'm the Goofy person.
That's the loophole queen back there in the back doing laundry, making me an actual person. She does that. That's her job, is to make me feel like a real person. She does a really good job at it. She keeps me sane and healthy.
Hello.
Turn this grid off for a second here. All right, so they
That
come.
looks good. Nice job.
Well, thank you.
Are they helping you?
No. David was on earlier helping. He gave me some good ideas.
I miss David.
Yay, Miss David.
Oh, man.
You should have seen David yesterday. It was hilarious. If you haven't watched my D&D stream, Oblivion Unchained, please go watch it on YouTube and on Twitch. You can catch the past episodes on YouTube. You can catch the newer ones on Twitch itself. I don't normally brag about stuff like that. Normally I'm a little self-depreciating, but please check out these players. Even if you don't like the way I DM, if you think my voice annoys you or whatever, please check out these players. David, Manam, Robert, and Sai are some of the most hilarious actors. I consider them to be actors at this point. David especially. Yeah. We are. I have so much fun. I really look forward to those days. But enough about that. Let's get back to making our PCs a little crazy.
Okay.
We will.
I interrupted.
No, totally. It's totally okay. We're gonna undo that. Let's see. So this comes down and goes around here. Yeah. Okay. So this comes around this way, and then we get another tube here. And then what we'll do here is,
These are not my sweats, and I can't find my sweats.
and then we will, we're going to delete this section, but only sorta. This is where the PCs have to start being quite intelligent. Like, they have to be intelligent anyway, but this is where they need to start using their brain power for more stuff. Because we will add here, we will add oh. Then we move it to here, which is, I don't seem to be able to rotate it, which is a little unconcerting. I would like to be able to rotate these. But yeah. Yeah, so we'll put the secret door right here. So at this point, they've come down. They've been basically wandering around for a while now, hours and hours, and then this is just a big circle. There's no ending to it. Because this, let's do this. How do we, I can make things on different levels, but it makes it more difficult. So let's figure out, well, how do I make this look the way I want it? Oh, here, we'll do this. We'll take this brush size down a little bit. And we'll do this. We'll make this little path run to here. Like so. And then we take this little bitty brush here. We zoom in. Let's save real quick. Zoom in, take the itty bitty brush, and we delete this section right here. And this section right here. Then we make this section a tad bigger, like so. Make it look exactly like this. I'm gonna fill that in here real quick. Try and get a good look at it. Come on. Be nice. There we go. Great. Now I can delete right there. And delete this. There we go. Okay. Here to here. Just. It's a small skits. Okay, and then we go back here. We change our font size to like 15. Edit, and then we put in tunnel to inner ring. And here we put actually, I think let's go with smaller. Let's go down to 10. Let's put it back to what it was. Good. So this is tunnel A. Sure, I should probably make those capitalized so you can see it. I didn't capitalize anything else, so screw it. Alright, so this is tunnel A. Secret door, cave in, impassable cave in. Alright, so our secret door. So this circles around. Secret door comes through here, leads to tunnel A, which leads us into the inner ring. But we want to continue the confusion here. So let's go here, and we need to I want to delete this. Actually, let's delete some more of this, actually. And then we can do this. Take our little thing here. Oh, actually we want to delete all of this here. This is just going to end where they're supposed to be, like this. Oh. Make that go away. Because I just wanted to delete that there. And I wanted to put this in here. Give them a false sense of accomplishment. And then we label this one. I'll save that. Alright, so now we have now we just need to add a few more things here. Let's hit ourselves up with a nice this comes down, comes across. Yep, okay. Where we need, here's something right here. Let's put more of these, actually let's just put a big opening here like this. Widen this whole section out right here. And then we take the delete brush, go here and delete this. Alright. Then, yeah. Definitely want to do the blast open here. as the entrance. We want to make the entrance. Oh, don't want to do that. Definitely want to undo that. That is not something we want done. Yet. Okay. But we do want to... I'm still on that stupid thing. Undo that. I want to dig this cave out here. They have a big pillar in the middle. Yeah, there we go. That feels better. Wait, bring this down to here. Bring this like this. There we go. I think that's suitable. Now we do go to the blast open. We come down here. So what we want to do is we want to go to the terrain brush. And we want the outside here, and we're going to switch this to oh, no. Terrain void to give us a feel to it. And I will be right back in a moment. Hey everybody, I'm back. Well, that's a little wild. Having some fun. You know what? Let's turn this. Let's stop the music for a little bit. We're getting down to the nitty gritty. So yeah, I'm back. My mom stopped by, dropped something off. Love you, Mom. So now that we're going to use this void background here, and then we go back to our cave brush, we go to blast open, and then this is going to be the hard part. We're going to use this very smallly, very easily. We're going to do it like this. We're going to outline right along the edges, because what we are doing is we are removing the black. And I like using the black as the bottom. And the other cool thing is even if you don't get it all, it just makes it look like shadows. So you just come around the outline like this, make it a little bigger. Just kind of like whoosh. Yeah. Anytime you don't get, yeah, that's the other reason I use the black, is because it makes it look like shadows. And then we just fill in like so. But this is, let's see here. Yeah, is this one the one I want? Oh yeah, this is quite nice. So once we add dynamic lighting and everything to it, it should be quite nice. Looks like we get some. Let's do a little save here so we don't lose. It's currently doing something. We'll wait. Always make sure you can save. Okay, see? Save, says save, success down at the bottom there. Like I said, even if you don't get all the black, all of the black out, all of the flooring, as it were, because you can see it's textured-ish, but I prefer. Ooh, that's going to be a little too big. Let's go down one. I prefer to do it this way. Like I said, it makes great additional shadows without having to do additional work. Just kind of line all your walls with shadows for a great reason. But the downside is you do have to go back over it. But this is kind of the only way that I've found, that I've learned, that you can put these textures and things underneath. Now you can use the material brush on here, which is fine. But if you want to make it textured, that becomes a little more problematic. Because what you really want is a really nice texture underneath, and then add the materials on top of those kind of textures and stuff. So let's do this real quick. Oh yeah, we'll try again in a moment. Yeah, just give it a second. Try it again until you get the save. It's really just kind of float your way down through the maze, through whatever you're using. Now, you do not have this kind of issue if you're using the build tool or something like that. This is just for the cave tool, the cave brush. For some reason, it does not put terrain. The floor of this is on a layer such that you can't, the texture layer won't, the terrain layer won't affect it. No matter what you do, no matter how you do it. See, it's not hard. I find it actually kind of calming a lot to just like, you see now, we've already done quite a bit of it. Depending on how steady your hand is, you can probably get quite a bit of it done fairly quickly. How much time you have on your hands. Well, we're at the 2-hour mark. This is kind of a slow process here. But this is one of the very necessary steps of making your caves look much better. Do not. I recommend using the black flooring or the white. I found that black versus the void is easier to tell, as you can see. Do not use any other floor color, ground color, or anything else, because unless you have a really, really super computer, I've got, I'm not running a potato, but as you can see, it still kind of lags out a little bit. Let's turn the lighting off here real quick. It still does do the little laggy thing because it is basically, I've got a 4 gig video card. I got 16 gigs of RAM. I got a Ryzen an Asus motherboard and a Ryzen chip. So I mean, this is not by any stretch of the imagination a supercomputer. However, it is quite the it's quite robust. But this game, this program, is very intense. There's a lot of calculations going on, especially with the cave tool, because as you can see, every now and then it kind of flickers. Right now it's backing it up. So we'll wait till it's done doing that before we do anything else. It does have an auto save feature, has an auto backup feature. They're really nice. It will give you problems depending on your video card when you try to export this, if you try to export it too big. Now, I believe Foundry, I'm not sure, I don't remember about Roll20, but I know that Foundry it can zoom in like 10 times. So, I'm backing up for computing. Alright, well, we'll just continue on with our, it's backing it up. There's, that's intense because it's busy doing all these polygons. And if you try to move your, see, this is what I'm talking about right here. If you try, I'll leave that a little dark there. Like we're saying, this is 64 by 64. I mean, this is a fairly large map. Well, actually, this is kind of a huge map, to be honest. When you go to export this, you're going to have to crunch it. It's going to lose some of it. And just remember that it's doing this right now without any elements in it. Right? This is just the cave. If you have Foundry, which is what I use, there is a mod that is Dungeon Draft Importer, which will import your Dungeon Draft pictures, your Dungeon Draft maps, directly into Foundry, the way you want them, with all the dynamic lighting and everything, and all the visuals set up. However, if you're using a cave tool, if you're using the cave brush, you must have an additional mod which is called Merge Wall. Because if you look here, every one of these little ticks and movements inside of here is a vertex for your walls. If you try to load it to Foundry or Dungeon Draft, or if you try to load it to Foundry, Foundry will attempt to replicate every one of those vertices. Now, the problem with that is there's millions. There's got to be millions. Like, this is a 64 by 64 map. There would be no way. I've tried it before I found Merge Wall. 10 minutes to download, 10 minutes to load the map, and then it was just sluggish as all get out, because the Foundry tries to, render all of those vertices. Merge Wall is really nice. Merge Wall goes, hey, you know what? You don't need 13 vertices between this point and this point. So it collapses those down into the most essential vertices for each wall section and eliminates a ton of them. Like it's mind-numbing. I do not know why this is. I want to save this. This is lagging considerably. It's making me crazy. See, now we're getting the super lag. I do not know why it's continuing to back up. I think we may have too much of this here. Let's drop Firefox out of the background here. Let us come out of the. Let's close this out here. See if we can't speed this process up a little bit. What we got going on here? See if there's something here that's slowing us down. Well, I mean, aside from OBS, we're in Streamlabs. Let's end our in Discord here real quick. Man, Streamlabs is being crazy, isn't it? There's a ton of Streamlabs going on here. What is that? Yeah. It's crunching the numbers, as it were. Like I said, it is very intense. It looks like OBS is what's really pumping around here. Dungeon Draft is not using as much. What is OBS doing? Like it's using so much stuff. We're going to go ahead and we're going to, since we saved our last one, we had a, yeah, see, it won't let you do that. It'll make you discard and then restart. That's okay though. Mark Circle Map. It'll just reload everything out here real quick, and we'll get right back to it. We're going to load this in and make sure it's okay. Then we'll save it again to see how we're at. I personally am not going to be able to stay on any longer due to the fact that I have to. Here, let me. Actually, I'll show you my pretty little face here. I have got to. Yeah, see, it kind of lost its mind here earlier. All right, so this is good. Now, of course, we're going to finish this up tomorrow. With the text, a little note about text, you can turn the text off. You can make it visible or, like invisible. So visible while you're building. You can save this as your and have it open on a different in a different window for you as a DM, so you know where all your little things are. You can add all the little notes to your map that you want. save this, export this as a picture, as a PNG or JPEG or whatever you want, and then come in here, reopen this, turn them all off, export it again as the player's map, so you can have a DM map and a player map, which I think this is very nice. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to save this as usual. And then we're going to save as mark circle map. There we go. And we're going to call this, this is still version 1. I don't think we need to change it. Yeah, I always like getting the confirmation. So that's going to be the stream for today. I appreciate everybody showing up. I appreciate everybody helping. Please don't forget to like, subscribe, follow us on, follow the link below where you can go to our page, which has all of our social media links on it. Join us here in Discord. If you have an Amazon Prime subscription, you get a free Twitch Prime subscription. Please use it here. Again, when we hit 200 followers, tell your friends. Use the links below. Tell your friends. When we hit 200 followers, we're giving away a brick of those small D&D minis. When we hit 50 subs, I am giving away a complete set of the Player's Handbook, DMG, and Monster Manual for 5th edition. Physical copies, not digital, because I prefer books. This map and others will be available on Patreon beginning second week of February. We're going to start releasing free maps and map packs to our patrons with additional goodies on them. Daytime, nighttime, dynamic lighting, things like that for the patrons. The basic maps will be available. Some of the basic maps will be available for free, which is a good thing. And they'll be released in various usable forms for most of your virtual tabletop accessories, programs that you use. Donate directly. Again, you can just click the links below. Don't forget to visit DM the Mark Knight. Great guy. Runs 5 games a week, of which I am in one of them. On Tuesdays at 1 p.m. Eastern Time. I have a stream that runs every Friday at 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, which is called Oblivion Unchained. I have a great group of guys there. We are looking for players for What Lies Ahead, a new campaign. And it's going to be pretty intense. It's pretty brutal. And then we will have another campaign starting as soon as we fill that one. We will start looking for players for the 3rd campaign that we will be running, which is as yet unnamed at the moment. And we're going to be doing some more map making. So feel free to stop by and check out more maps. Give your critique, leave a comment on YouTube. Check us out on Twitter and Facebook. And that's it. It's good stream. Thank you, everybody. Signing out here from Blue Cheese Room on the Dark Side of the Moon. I am Rick, the Loophole King, and may all your rolls be crits and may all your draws be lands. Thank you and good night.